From stately Berglund Manor, this is Kurt Berglund with Pine Tar Baseball, Negro League Tournament style. Beginning my Negro Leagues tournament from the Pine Tar Baseball Great Teams set today. Gonna do a rundown of the teams in the tournament and get to this game very, very quickly. This first round matchup, all my first round matchups in this Pine Tar Negro League's Great Team Tournament is a best of three. The pressure is on from the first pitch. And today's matchup is the 1933 Chicago American Giants at the 1917 Chicago American Giants. Two teams from the same franchise, but very, very different ball clubs. So I'll tell you a little bit about each of them. The visiting 1933 Chicago American Giants were a very, very balanced ball club. They could beat you with pitching or with hitting or with power or with speed. They were, in 1933, sort of nestled between the great Homestead Grays team of 1931 and the awesome Pittsburgh Crawfords teams of 35 and 36 and 37, and then the Monarchs came into play later on in the early 40s. The 1917 Chicago American Giants were sort of a prototypical dead ball team. They had a comparatively small roster and an aging roster a little bit. These guys that you see from the 1910 Chicago Lelands, which later became the Chicago American Giants, are all 7 years older, and they are getting a little bit long in the tooth. Also, in 1917 baseball, as you know, we're in the dead ball era, and offense was hard to come by. So three things were at work here. One is offense was depressed everywhere in the Negro Leagues because of the baseballs. But secondly, the 17 Chicago American Giants had incredible pitching and deep pitching for their time. And they had these veterans playing the field who knew how to play the game and could be fundamentally sound. And so we've got the balance and the overall awesomeness of the 33 Chicago American Giants versus the fundamentally sound and pitching-rich 17 Chicago American Giants. So it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Let's get to a quick look at the bracket, and then we'll get the game started. As you can see, we are in the upper left part of my bracket for the Negro Leagues tournament. This is a best-of-3 matchup. The Giants, 17 Giants versus the 33 Giants starts right now. The winner of this matchup between these two teams moves on to play the 1931 Homestead Grays, which is, in my seeding, the number one seed in the tournament. The only teams I seeded were the top three teams. The Grays were the first one. All of these teams were randomly pulled and matched up. So this winner goes on to play the 31 Grays. That's where they are headed next. Alrighty. So with that said, let's go through the lineups and get this thing rolling. For the 1933 Chicago American Giants, leading off at shortstop, these are the historically used most frequent lineups. Leading off at shortstop is Willy Wells. Batting second in left field, Steel Arm Davis. Batting third at center field, Turkey Stearns. Batting fourth in right field, Nat Rogers. Batting fifth at first base, Mule Suttles. Batting sixth at third base, Alex Radcliffe. Batting seventh and catching, Larry Brown. Batting eighth at second base, Jack Marshall. And batting ninth and on the mound is Willie Foster. And you can see that Willie for Pine Tar as a road pitcher is an A+ and an A+ pitcher. He is a lefty. The rest of the team for the Chicago American Giants includes Willie Powell, Willie Cornelius, Melvin Powell, Joe Lillard, Andy Drake, Quincy Troop, and that's it. That's the bench. For the homestanding 1917 Chicago American Giants, it's Frank Duncan leading off in left field, Bill Francis batting second at third base, Pete Hill batting third in center field, John Henry Lloyd batting fourth at shortstop, Jesse Barber batting fifth in right field, Leroy Grant batting sixth at first base, Bingo DeMoss batting seventh at second base, and Bruce Petway batting eighth and doing the catching. On the mound for the 17 Giants is Cannonball Dick Redding. A+ and A+ as a home pitcher rating on Pine Tar Baseball. The rest of the 17 Giants include Tom Williams, Tom Johnson, Dick Whitworth, Rube Foster, Frank Wickware, George Dixon, and that's it. All right, I think we are ready to go. Let's get our dice in position. Let's get our cards ready and get ready to roll game one of what I think is going to be a very, very interesting matchup in styles and ball players on these teams. Alrighty. So, here we go with this. And, okay. All right, so leading off is Willy Wells for the 33 Giants. Dick Redding takes the mound, and we are ready to roll. Willy Wells stands in. The shortstop, 263 on the season versus Negro League's competition. I'm not going to say that every time, but it's true. All these stats are versus Negro League's competition. They also played a large number of exhibition games every season. Basically, the weekends were the league games, and the weekdays were days for travel and exhibitions. Pitch from Redding is a ground ball towards short. That's Pop Lloyd. He's going to throw to Grant, and that will retire Willy Wells. And we are underway in Chicago. Steel Arm Davis, 278 on the season. Pitch from Redding. Ground ball one more time. Pop Lloyd. He's going to throw to Leroy Grant for 2 down. And now Turkey Stearns. 354 on the season. Redding winds and the pitch, and this is hit to center field where Pete Hill comes on and gloves it for out number 3, and the 33 Giants are retired in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Here comes lefty Willie Foster to face Duncan, Francis, and Hill for the 17 dead ball Giants. Foster winds, and the pitch. This is hit to left. That's Davis, Steel Arm Davis, will make the catch for out number 1. And now Bill Francis, 201 on the season. He played third base for the 17 Giants. The pitch from Willy Wells is grounded to first. That's Mule Suttles, who's going to take it himself. 2 gone, and now Pete Hill. Only 244 for Pete, so you can see the dead ball and age was hitting hard by 1917 for one of the Negro League's all-time greats. This is hit to right and not deep. Nat Rogers will make the catch, and that retires the 17 ball club in the first. We've played 1, and we have no score at Comiskey Park. Dick Redding back on the mound to face Rogers, Suttles, and Radcliffe for the 33 ball club. Redding winds and throws, and we've got our first hit of the game, hit to left field. It's going to scoot past Duncan and get into the corner, where Rogers will avail himself of the opportunity for a double. A leadoff double for Nat Rogers for the 33 club in the top of the second. Now Mule Suttles stands in. Redding to the belt, checks Rogers. The pitch home to Mule. Hey, struck him out. Strikeout number 1 for the Cannonball. Now Alec Radcliffe. Redding to the belt. Checks Rogers. The pitch home to Radcliffe. Ground ball third. Gloved by Francis. He checks Rogers at second and throws to Leroy Grant for the out. 2 down in the second, and Larry Brown comes to the plate. Larry 304. Redding to the belt. The pitch. Base hit Brown. Base hit Brown, right field. Here comes Rogers around third. He will be held, and it's first and third with 2 outs, men at the corners for the 33 Giants. Jesse Barber made a strong throw in, and so first and third is where they're at. Marshall is up. He did 252. Willie Foster's on deck. The pitch to Jack. Hit to right. Barber coming on and makes the catch. The 33 Giants threaten but do not score in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Foster back out. It'll be Lloyd, Barber, and Grant for the 17 ball club in the bottom of the second. No score in Chicago. The pitch from Foster. Hey, strikes out Lloyd for the first strikeout of the game for Willie Foster, an all-time great. Barber stands in, 224. This is a base hit to left. Barber's on with the first hit of the game for the 17s. Might want to put on a play here. Duncan can throw for the 33s, but you got to be, Brown can throw for the 33s, but you got to be aggressive with this ball club. Foster to the belt, looks at Barber, the pitch to Grant, he's not going, the pitch. We have an error check. We have our first error check. It's popped up, and it's going to be toward Radcliffe. And he drops the ball. It hits off the heel of his glove. And we've got an error. It's an E5 on the 33 Giants third baseman. So first and second now. Barber at second. Grant at first. And DeMoss comes to the plate. Bingo, not a great offensive year. 200 for him. 1 man out. Foster in a jam. Checks Barber at second. The pitch home to DeMoss. Is grounded to short. This is Wells. Willie's going to go to Marshall for 1, covering second. The relay not in time as DeMoss beats the wrap at first. The 17 ball club has men at the corners now and 2 outs for Petway. Bruce only hit 156 on the season. Another sort of aging star for the 17 Giants. Redding is on deck. Petway stands in. Foster to the belt. Checks Barber at third. Checks to Moss at first. The pitch home to Petway. Hit to right, but not deep. Rogers coming on, and he gloves it for out number 3. So both teams threaten, but do not score in the second inning. We go to the top of 3, and we have no score in Chicago. Jack Marshall, Willie Foster, and Willy Wells coming up for the 33 ball club. No score. I'm sorry, Marshall made the third out of the second inning, so he's not coming up. Foster will lead off, then Wells, and then Steel Arm Davis. Willie Foster stands in against his counterpart, Dick Redding. Redding winds and the pitch. Ground ball, Pop Lloyd. He's going to throw to Leroy Grant for out number 1. Willy Wells stands in. 263 for Willie, 0 for 1 in the ball game. The pitch. Hey, struck him out on some heat from Dick Redding. That's strikeout number 2 for Cannonball. And with 2 outs and nobody on, now it's Steel Arm Davis, 278 and 0 for 1 in this ball game. Redding winds and the pitch. Hit to left, not too deep. Duncan there, and he will make the catch. We've played 2.5, and we are still scoreless in Chicago. Redding will lead off for the 17 ball club, and he could hit a little bit. Foster's going to have to be careful. Then it's the top of the order with Duncan and Francis. The pitch to Redding. Hit to center. This is Turkey Stearns. 1 gone in the 17 third. Duncan stands in. 0 for 1 for Frank. Only 221 on the season. Foster winds. And the pitch to Comebacker. Gloved by Willie. He's going to flip to Mule Suttles for 2 down. And now Bill Francis. The pitch from Foster to Francis. Ground ball third. Gloved by Radcliffe. He's got this one and throws to Suttles for the out. We've played 3 in Chicago and we have no score. The 33 club comes back to the plate with Stearns, Rogers, and Suttles, the meat of the order against Dick Redding. Redding's only allowed 2 hits so far, and he has struck out 2. Stearns stands in. The pitch to him. Hey, struck him out. That's strikeout number 3 for Redding, and there's 1 gone in the 4th. Nat Rogers, 313. Doubled in the 2nd. Redding winds and the pitch. Left field. Duncan coming on, and he makes the catch. They're not getting good wood on Redding. Suttles comes to the plate. He struck out in the 2nd. There's 2 outs and nobody on in the 33 Giants' 4th inning. Pitch to Mule. We've got a range check. This is hit to left field. That's Duncan. And Duncan gets there for out number 3. A 1, 2, 3, 4th, and now 7 in a row retired for Redding. We go to the bottom of 4. Hill, Lloyd, and Barber, the meat of the order for the 17 ball club coming up. Foster has allowed 1 hit so far, and he has struck out 1. No walks. We're scoreless in the bottom of the 4th. The pitch to Pete Hill. And he hit him. He hit Pete Hill with a pitch, and Hill will take his base. Now they've got an opportunity to do some some running. Brown is a -12. Hill is a 74. Yes, and definitely a threat to go. Pop Lloyd comes to the plate. This is a ball club that's got to make things happen. Foster to the belt. He knows Hill might be going. The pitch to Lloyd, and there goes Hill, and we got a stolen base. Brown's throw to Marshall was not in time, and Hill steals second base. So the 17 ball club has a man in scoring position for Pop Lloyd, their biggest offensive threat. Foster in a jam with nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch from Foster to Lloyd is hit to right. This is Rogers. Nat will make the catch. Hill is tagging at second. And there he goes to third. So aggressive base running as the 17s have to do. And they have a man at third with one man out. Barber at the plate. He singled in the second. He's got the only hit of the game for the 17s. The 33 ball club has to decide whether they're going to play in or not. It's the bottom of the fourth. There's one man out. Hill is at third. And the game is scoreless. They will play in. They're going to play in. Foster to the belt. He checks Hill at third. The pitch home to Barber is hit to left. Davis with Hill tagging at third base. The tag from Hill, and he scores on the sacrifice fly. So a little small ball. It's 1-0, 17 Giants, as Hill is hit by a pitch, steals second, goes to third on a fly ball to right by Pop Lloyd, and scores on a sacrifice fly to left by Barber. So without a hit, the 17 ball club scores a run, and they're ahead 1-0. Leroy Grant, 0 for 1, reached on an error back in the second. Foster winds and throws, and he walked him. That's not what you want to do. That restarts the offense for the 17 ball club. Grant not nearly as fast as Pete Hill, may not be going. DeMoss at the plate. Bingo is 0 for 1. It's 1-0 17s, and that run is big, because these are great pitchers. Foster to the belt. The pitch to DeMoss. And that's a base hit to left. Into left center. Grant around second. And he will hold there, as he does not want to make the third out at third base. So Bruce Petway comes to the plate, the 8th hitting catcher. The 17s have men at first and second again, as they did in the second inning. Now there's 2 outs. Foster to the belt. The pitch to Petway is hit to right. And this is going to be Nat Rogers one more time, and he makes the catch. But the 17s now are retired. We go to the 5th. The 17 Giants score 1 on 1 hit. They leave 2 and lead the game 1-0 as we go to the 5th. It'll be Radcliffe, Brown, and Marshall for the 33 ball club coming to the plate. Redding winds. Alex is 0 for 1. The pitch is a strikeout for Redding. That's number 4. And now Dick has retired 8 in a row. He is definitely in a groove. This is a tough lineup. Larry Brown comes to the plate. Larry, 1 for 1, singled back in the second. Has one of the 33's 2 base hits. Redding winds. And this is a base hit to left. Brown with his second hit of the game, and now the 33s have a chance to do something. Larry Brown not fast for stolen bases, but was a good base runner. Marshall stands in. Jack 0 for 1. Redding to the belts. Willie Foster on deck. The pitch is lifted to left. This is Duncan. He will make the catch for out number 2. And now Willie Foster with 2 outs and nobody on. Willy Wells on deck. If Foster can get aboard. He had some pop in his bat as well. He can ding you. Redding's got to be careful. Brown still at first. 2 outs. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. That's strikeout number 5, and Redding picked a good time to do it. We're halfway home in this one. It's the 17s 1 and the 33s nothing as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Redding, then Duncan, then Francis for the 17 ball club. Dick Redding 0 for 1. Willie Foster's pitch. Ground ball settles. No, I'm wrong. Redding missed it entirely. It's a strikeout for Redding. Foster rings up strikeout number 2 on the day, and we had a pitcher modification on that one. So, Redding is gone. With 1 out, here comes Duncan. Frank has had a number of chances in left field, but he's 0 for 2 today. The pitch from Foster. He walks Frank Duncan. And Frank Duncan could run. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Francis coming to the plate. How do they want to play this one? They could bunt, they could hit and run, they could send Duncan. Francis stands in there against Foster. The pitch, there goes Duncan. The throwdown from Brown, not in time. Marshall's tag was high, and Duncan is safe with the stolen base. So the 17s have another man in scoring position thanks to their running game. Francis able to drive in a run now. He's 0 for 2. He took the strike. He's 0-1. Foster to the belt. Checks Duncan at second. The pitch home to Bill Francis. Ground ball, Willy Wells. Willie's going to throw to Suttles, and Duncan has to hold. So with 2 outs, Pete Hill comes to the plate. And can he drive in the second run of the game for the 17s? Pete was hit by a pitch, stole a base, scored a run. He's 0 for 1. The pitch from Foster is hit to left. Steel Arm Davis going to make the catch, and that will retire the 17s in the 5th. They threaten but do not score. So we go to the 6th, and it's 1-0 17s over the 33s. This is the game we expected. Tough, tight. Going to come down to a mistake or 2, maybe a hanging pitch or 2. Going to be a tough series, tough slog for both teams. Top of the order for the 33s, Wells, Davis, and Stearns in the top of the 6th. Pitch to Willie. That's a base hit to left field. Willy Wells is on, and now he has a chance to cause some havoc. Petway is a -6. Wells is a demon on the bases. That they called him the devil. He's a 79, so it cuts him back to a 73. Davis at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Redding to the belt. The pitch, there goes Wells. And he got him. Petway fires down to Lloyd, who applies the tag. And Wells is shot down, stealing second. One man out in the top of the 6th. Davis still up there, 0-1 count. Redding the pitch. Popped him up. It's windy at Comiskey. This is toward third. That's Francis. It's off his glove. That's an error on Francis, and Davis is aboard. On the error by Francis, each third baseman has made an error in this ballgame. So, Francis is on. Davis is on. Stearns at the plate. Big time power for Turkey. And a 354 average can beat you a lot of ways, but he's 0 for 2 in this game. Davis working on his lead. The pitch home to Stearns. Ground ball taken by Francis. Francis goes to DeMoss for 1. The relay to Grant is not in time, and so they get the force of Davis at second base. Stearns beats the rap at first, and with 2 outs, it's Nat Rogers. Redding to the belt, checks Stearns. The pitch, Nat Rogers, 1 for 2 with a double. The pitch. Hit to right. Jesse Barber will make the catch, and that's out number 3. In the 6th for the 33s. Redding gets out of trouble. They score nothing on a hit and leave 1. So, we go to the bottom of the 6th. Lloyd, Barber, and Grant for the 17s are coming on. Pop Lloyd, 0 for 2. Maybe the best player in Negro League's history. He's certainly on a short list. Foster the pitch. Walked him. That he didn't want to do. So Foster doesn't have his A game today, but he's battling through it. That's his 3rd walk of the day. They can send Lloyd here. Barber at the plate. Let's see, how do they want to do this? They can put a play on. And they just might do that. Yeah, I think they're going to. Okay, Barber at the plate. Lloyd at first, nobody out. Foster to the belt, checks Lloyd. The hit and run is on. There goes Lloyd. And this is hit to center. Lloyd will return to first base. And Turkey Stearns is going to make the catch. That is... yeah. That is 1 gone in the 6th for the 17s. The hit and run does not work. And now it's Grant coming to the plate as Lloyd is still at first. Pitch to Grant. Grant is 0 for 1. Lloyd not going. The pitch is hit to right. This is Rogers. He will make the catch for out number 2. And now DeMoss with Lloyd still at first. 1 for 2. The pitch to DeMoss. There goes Lloyd. He steals the base. Stolen base. Throw down to Wells. Not in time. Lloyd is in there with the 3rd stolen base for the 17s of the ball game. And he's in scoring position now for DeMoss. First base is open. Petway is on deck. Foster in a jam. Does not want to give up the second run of the game. Pitch from Willie to Bingo, and that is a base hit. Base hit center field, lands in front of Stearns. Checking speed here as Lloyd comes around third. He is fast. Stearns has an average arm. They are waving Lloyd. 1-10, he is out. And he's in there on the slide. DeMoss drives in the second run of the game for the 17s. 2-0 17s. And Petway will come to the plate. Bingo, big time speed. Will they send him with Petway up there? Foster to the belt. The pitch to Bruce. Hit to center. Stearns is going to make the catch, and that will be out number 3. But the 17s score another run. On one hit, they leave one. And after 6, it's 2-0, 17s over the 33s. 2 runs right now. Looks like a lot of runs to give Dick Redding. For the 33s in the top of the 7th, it's Suttles, Radcliffe, and Brown. Coming up. Pitch to Mule. Ground ball second. That is DeMoss. He throws to Grant, and that's out number 1. Radcliffe. 1 out and nobody on. Redding, the pitch. Hit to center. Pete Hill makes the catch. Out number 2. And now, Larry Brown. Larry is 2 for 2 on the day. This is blooped to left and falls just behind Pop Lloyd. Brown with his 3rd hit of the day. He's 3 for 3. 5th hit for the 33s, but they have yet to score as Jack Marshall comes to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 outs and Foster on deck. Redding to Marshall. Ground ball 3rd. Gloved by Francis. He's going to go the short way to DeMoss covering 2nd, and that will retire the 33s in the 7th. We've played 6.5, and it's time for Foster to put the clamps on the 17's lineup here. If he can. 2-0. Another insurance run might be deadly. Best of 3 series. They don't want to give anything away. Redding at the plate. Then Duncan, then Francis. Dick is 0 for 2. Willie winds and pitches, and this is a range check to 3rd base. Radcliffe gloves it, throws to Suttles. 1 man gone in the bottom of the 7th. Duncan stands in. Frank is 0 for 2, walked, and stole a base in the 5th. Here's a base hit to left. Duncan goes the other way, and he's aboard now with Francis coming up. Foster to the belt. Francis is 0 for 3. There goes Duncan on the hit and run. The pitch. Is grounded to Wells. Want to make sure I do this right. Okay, so he gets a +4. That goes to Wells. Oh, no. That's a 50, so we got the pitcher modifier. Okay, that supersedes the hit and run batter rule. So we got the pitcher modifier is a strikeout, and we got a stolen base opportunity coming for Duncan. Francis swings and misses. That's strike 3. Duncan is safe on the steal. So Francis is gone. 2 outs. Duncan safe on the throw at second. His second stolen base of the day. And now it's Hill with 2 outs and Duncan at second. Foster in another jam. Lloyd on deck, so you can't really pitch around him. You got to go after Pete. The pitch home. Hit to center. Stearns on the run. Into right center. He's going to get there and make the catch. The 17's threatened, but Foster gets out of it in the 7th. We go to the 8th, and it's 2-0 17s over the 33s in Chicago at Comiskey Park. Foster set to lead off the bottom of the 8th. And they're going to let him bat. So here comes Willie. Dick Redding throwing a shutout. It'll be Foster and then the top with Wells and Davis. Willie is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Redding winds and the pitch. He walked him. He walked the pitcher, and now the tying run's going to come to the plate in Wells. First time, I shouldn't say that. Second time, third time, a leadoff man's been aboard for the 33s. Redding to the belt, checks Foster. Pitch home to Wells. Hit to right. This is Barber calling and taking it for out number 1. Davis. 0 for 3 for Steel Arm on the day. Redding to the belt. The pitch to Steel Arm Davis. We have a rare play. We have our first rare play. And it's a pass ball that gets past Petway. And Foster moves to second. So, man in scoring position for the 33s now. Davis still at the plate. It's a 1-0 count. Redding to the belt. Checks Foster at second. The pitch home to Davis. Ground ball second. This is DeMoss. He will flip to Grant, and that will retire Davis as Foster moves to third. So with 2 outs now, there's a man at third for Turkey Stearns, who's got more than enough power to tie this game. Redding's going to go from the windup for a little extra juice. Stearns 0 for 3 on the day. The pitch. A little too much juice. He walked him, and now there's men at first and third for the 33 ball club, and Nat Rogers comes to the plate, the cleanup hitter. Nat is 1 for 3. Doubled in the second. Redding to the belt. Checks Foster at third. Checks Stearns at first. The pitch home to Nat Rogers. Ground ball short. Lloyd is going to flip to DeMoss, and that will retire the 33s in the 8th. A golden opportunity goes by the boards for the 33s, and it's 2-0 17s as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Foster back out on the mound, battling through a game where he doesn't have his best stuff. For the 17s, it's Lloyd, Barber, and Grant coming up. Lloyd is 0 for 2, stole a base, scored a run in the 6th. Foster winds and pitches and hit to right. Rogers there and takes it for out number 1. In the bottom of the 8th, Barber stands in. Jesse is 1 for 2, scored a run with a sacrifice fly in the 4th. Foster winds and throws. Line shot at a diving Mule Suttles with a great play. Put a star on that one. 2 outs, and Grant comes to the plate. Nobody aboard. Foster airing it out. 0 for 2 for Grant. Fly ball right. One more chance for Rogers, and it's a 1-2-3-8 for Foster. The 17s do not score. We go to the 9th. This is it for the 33s. 17s ahead 2-0. Dick Redding throwing a shutout. He has allowed 5 hits. That's it. Suttles at the plate. He's 0 for 3. And Mule with a base hit, and this one is going to reach the gap. It's going to split Hill and Barber, and Mule is going to make second with a double. Redding might be getting tired. He just allowed his 6th hit. But they're sticking with him. Redding's the man. Suttles at second. Radcliffe at the plate now. Nobody out in the top of the 9th. Radcliffe is 0 for 3. He struck out in the 5th. The pitch to Alex. Popped it up. Got to battle the wind one more time. It's Chicago. Uh, 79. This goes to left. And that's Duncan. And Duncan makes the catch. Suttles will hold. And with 1 out now, it's Larry Brown, who's working on a 3-for-3 day. Redding to the belt. Checks Mule at second. There's 1 man out. The pitch to Brown. To left. Duncan coming on. He makes the catch. Shoot tops. And with 2 outs now, it'll be Jack Marshall. Willie Foster on deck. This might be the last chance for the 33s. Jack Marshall's 0 for 3. Alrighty. Marshall's in there. Redding to the belt. Looks at Suttles at second base. The pitch home. Hey, struck him out to end the ball game. The 17s pull out the victory on Dick Redding's 6th strikeout. The 17s beat the 33s in Chicago at Comiskey Park 2-0 in game 1 of their best-of-3 game series. Give you the line scores. The 17s, it's tempting to call them hitless wonders, but it was a different offensive era for sure. The 17s scored 2 runs on 4 hits, and they committed 1 error. The 33s were shut out on 6 hits, and they committed 1 error. Winning pitcher is Dick Redding. And he is, of course, 1-0 in the tournament. Losing pitcher is Willie Foster. He is, of course, 0-1 in the tournament. 17s played fundamentally strong baseball. Redding only walked 2 batters, struck out 6. Willie Foster, on the other hand, he hit a batter who later scored, and he walked 3. So a hit batter scored for the 17s, and a man that Foster walked scored for the 17s. Moral of the story, you cannot give the 17s any extra, or they can take advantage of it and beat you. So, the 17 Chicago American Giants win Game 1 of the best of 3. The winner of this series goes on to play the 31 Homestead Grays. I'm so happy that you joined me for this game. This is Pine Tar Baseball, Negro League's Great Teams Tournament. Keep watching my channel for updates on the tournament. Gonna put every game up there. Hope you have a great day. We got to stick together, people. So long, everybody.